Hey, dear ones. So, ever feel like I did it again, got reactive crazy, and made a mess of things? And now, how do I clean this up? So, that happens. That happens to all of us. And here's a couple of really important tools to remember. The one thing is, the very first thing is to take ownership of it, to really call it out and to take ownership that, yes, I messed up. I messed up. I got reactive crazy. I reacted about this or that or whatever. I got mad. I was overwhelmed. I lost it. And so one of the most important things there is taking full responsibility for the F up. The second thing is apologizing to the parties that were affected, obviously, and being really authentic about that you messed up. Really just letting people know, like, hey, I know I messed up on this, and I have no excuse. I messed up. I knew I did it. I knew as I was doing it that it wasn't the right thing to do, but I was angry and I was pissed off and I was overwhelmed, and so it got the best of me. And so apologizing with that authentic self is vital. The next part here is you're gonna feel a lot of guilt, probably. We always are gonna feel a lot of guilt when we mess up. And when we have that guilt, it could have us sitting in that energy for hours, days, whatever it is. And the job is to try to work through that as quickly as possible and not to sit in that guilt for too long. If you can see your progression, so let's say you usually sit in guilt for 3 hours, try to sit in it for 2, and so on and so on and so on, until you can very quickly move through the guilt and just move on, knowing that you are human. We are human. We have baggage, we have responsibilities, we have things that stress us out and overwhelm us, and sometimes they're going to really make us crazy. And so that guilt is the second piece of that reactive crazy, because now we reacted, we affected our external environment, and now they're upset and whatever's going on over there and how we affected that, and now we have the guilt comes in. And so now we have these two sides of the coin. So now we're getting beat up by these people because these people now are upset with us because we upset them, and now we have the guilt beating us up. And so now here's how it goes. So working on removing that guilt as fast as possible is vital. Taking ownership, saying I'm sorry, really meaning it as quickly as possible. Sometimes that's going to take a few hours, sometimes days, whatever it is, where we can calmly just let go of that stuff that's holding on to our egos and forcing us to really be upset. And then lastly, trusting that life is messy. Life is messy, and it is going to cause some issues sometimes. Not it, we're going to cause life, some trouble sometimes. It's going to get messy. It's going to get reactive crazy. And so take some time, be in nature, go somewhere where you can just be calm and relax and get your nervous system down. Also taking some herbs, some calming herbs like kava or GABA, or you know, different herbs out there, supplements and herbs, natural supplements, or, you know, microdosing on certain things that maybe you feel works for you. But microdosing is the key, and not to be excessive with it. And honestly, I would say try to stay as natural as possible. And then eat as clean as possible, because all of that affects the stress, all of that affects the nervous system, all of that affects the liver, and all of that affects how we will feel. So trust that life is always working for us to make us a better person, to help us overcome our egos and our challenger, as I talk about in the book. And that, you know, it's all designed to help us overcome this stuff that we came in here with, that we don't always mean to cause trouble, but we do, because we're human. And so do the best you can. Do the best you can. So if we can do that, then we will ultimately move into the proactive crazy. And that is the key. That is the key, to move into the proactive crazy as quickly as possible. And trusting that everything will be okay in the end. Because guess what? Then we die. Had to put that in there. All right, guys. So with that, as always, when you know and understand yourself, the world will understand and will know and understand you too. And remember, what's the best that can happen? Get out there and live your best crazy life. Okay, take care.